Well, you have been learning English for a while now and you want to become a fluent English speaker. But your goal of attaining fluency in the language still seems far, far away. And you often wonder, when am I going to get there? How long will it take me to speak English fluently? Well, nothing out of ordinary. Almost every single learner has this question in their mind often. You know our minds, they just want the end results. Our minds have zero interest in the journey of getting there. It is the reason if you ask people, would you rather win $1 million or create $1 million? A lot of people, most people will say, I would rather just win. Why? Because the creation process, the journey seems way too long and exhausting. And we are like, why the hell would I go through the trouble of creating $1 million if it just could be handed to me? The same goes for learning English. Now, if you go out and seek an answer to the question like, how long does it really take to become a fluent English speaker? Most of the resources will tell you it depends, which is definitely a true statement because it really depends on so many things. It depends on your attitude, your motivation, your environment, time you spend with the language, your learning style, how passionate you are about the language, and many more. So what I mean to say is nobody can give you a specific time frame in which you can attain fluency in the language, simply because it's not possible for anyone to do that. But today I have an answer to this question. So this is what we are going to be talking about today. So stay tuned. Now if you start from the scratch, you start from zero English and want to become a badass English speaker who can literally speak English fluently, confidently and naturally, anywhere, everywhere and in any situation, then it will take you a consistent practice of 10,000 hours. Yes, a consistent and deliberate practice of 10,000 hours is what it takes to be a world class at anything. Now, just in case you are wondering, how did I come up with this figure? Or how did I come to this conclusion? So let me tell you that I have got nothing to do with it. This is not something I made up. This is not my conclusion, my observation or experience. 10,000 hours success rule was popularized by Malcolm Gladwell's book Outliers and supported by many researchers. Journalist, author and public speaker Malcolm Gladwell in his book says that it takes 10,000 hours of intensive practice to achieve mastery in any complex skill. He claims that greatness in any field requires enormous time investment in practice. And he provides several examples, including the Beatles, Bill Gates, and many others. He explains in his book that achieving 10,000 hour rule is key to success in any given field. And it can be accomplished by 20 hours work a week for 10 years. So it is simply a matter of practicing a specific task for a long time to attain mastery in it. Now, how about you? Are you ready to put in 10,000 hours to become a fluent English speaker? Are you willing to go to those extremes? Now, if you are like, no way, I don't have that kind of time to dedicate to English. I have millions other things to do. Quite understandable. With so many other responsibilities in our fast-paced world, it is practically impossible for anyone to put everything on the back burner and just focus on learning a language for such a long time, unless you are an English student exclusively studying English. Now, all of that being said, here is what I want to offer you. What if it doesn't have to be so complicated? What if it doesn't have to be so time consuming? What if it doesn't have to be such a long process? Yes, it really doesn't have to be that way. Contrary to what it looks like, it is quite possible for anyone to spend that amount of time with English without neglecting any of the responsibilities or putting anything on the back burner. But to make it possible, first and foremost, you have to change your relationship with English. Yes, you need to redefine your relationship with the language. You have to stop treating it as a foreign language. You have to stop taking it as a subject. You have to stop studying it just to pass an exam. You have to stop looking at it as a source to get you through a job interview. Alternatively, you have to make English a part of your life. You need to live the language. You need to feel the language. You need to experience the language. So incorporate English in your lifestyle. Integrate in your habits and routine. Just forget about your native language for a while if you can. And pretend that English is the only language known to you to communicate with the world around you. Surround every aspect of your life with English. Replace every activity that you do in your native language with English. Read, write, speak, listen, watch, and think in English as much as you possibly can. Now, when you are surrounded by the language all the time, you practice more. You practice passively. It reinforces what you have already learned. It makes it appear to your brain that English is a part of your life and make it get used to it. It is a natural way to learn a language. This is how we learn our first language, being surrounded with it all the time. And most importantly, you get to spend a lot of time with English, and which is the key to the mastery in the language. Now, if you can do it, you can complete your 10,000 hours in no time with the language. On a final note, here is the disclaimer to what I just said. I know I made it sound really easy, but actually it is not. Change is hard, change is difficult, change is uncomfortable. So switching from your native language to English is gonna make you feel uncomfortable for a while. I've done that and been there. We are humans. We like to stay in our comfort zone. Stepping out of it is scary for us. It makes us feel insecure, scared, uncomfortable, and at times we are terrified to do that. Our brains are like, oh hell no, let's not do that. Let's not go over there. It's way too scary. You might actually die. But remember, the best version of yourself is on the other side of your comfort zone. The result you want to create is beyond the boundaries of your comfort zone. So you must be willing to step out and embrace the change, no matter how uncomfortable you might feel in the process. Because the sooner you can get comfortable with feeling uncomfortable, the quicker you're gonna get through to the result you want. So that's it for today. If you liked the video, leave a like. Consider subscribing for more videos like this. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Until then, it's Inder with Shine anywhere and everywhere. Saying goodbye.